RME and New Holland, proud sponsor of Curling Alberta's Summit of Champions. With 24 locations in Alberta, RME is your preferred CNH equipment dealer. RME, right by you.
Need extra space? We rocket storage. Try 4 weeks free at a location near you.
Sentinel Storage. Buy Canadian, store Canadian.
Brett, come on man, I know Aztec's #1 for online safety training, but we really should be out here practicing.
I know guys, I'll be right there. Just let me finish this course on gas detection. Wait, do you smell that?
Good morning. And good morning, Rev. Thank you for joining us here at the RME New Holland Alberta Summit of Champions. We have some B event action happening here today. We've got Selena Sturmay versus Amanda Sluchinski.
Yeah, two very strong.
Yeah, two very strong teams here. Both with really close games coming in yesterday. Selena had a tough one against Serena Gray Withers and just come up on the losing end in an extra end.
And this is B semifinal action, so the winner of this game will advance to the B final and try and get that second playoff spot. Last night, as you mentioned, Team Gray Withers secured the number one spot in the Page playoff bracket. So we see Amanda Sluchinski drawing here. Edge side of the button to sit 2 right now.
Yeah, both teams not afraid to get into it here in the first end. We got a guard up and draws from both teams, so they're here and ready to play.
Yes. Selena Sturmay with hammer, throwing her first stone here. I still don't hear that.
Like the players.
Yeah.
No.
Trying to get around this guard. Little short raise and well executed.
Yeah, great scrub by Paige Papley there.
And leaves Team Sturmay sitting shot. They're first, third, and fifth right now. The Sluchinski sitting second and fourth. But Amanda wants to be careful here. She doesn't place a good one here. This could end up being a pretty big end for Sturmay. There they are discussing the freeze, which would be a great shot. Don't want to wreck on that guard and open up what's exposed in the house there. Danger would also be just sitting wide and perhaps creating a double attempt with the shooter and the rock that's on the back of the 8-foot there.
Yeah, the team's going to have to work hard to manage this one down the ice because, like you said, sitting a little bit wide or racking on that guard isn't ideal as it opens it up and gives Team Selena Sturmay a chance at a big end.
Sweepers seem to think it's close. Oh no, this is coming. This is fairly heavy, so probably no shot for 3 that I see right away here. Anyway, it looks like Selena might just. She's talking about possibly doing something, but I think just the draw for 2 is probably all she's got. Yeah, and I think she thinks the same thing as well.
Yeah, looking at those red stones in the back, there's nothing really easy to get more than 2. So, you know what? A 2 in the first end isn't bad. So just come around and get your deuce and go on.
Yeah, I think most teams here would be happy to open up the game with the deuce. So she'll be pretty pleased with this. Coach Ted Appleman behind the scoreboard there we saw. We're in the toque. Chilly on the ice this morning. Selena Sturmay attempting to draw 4 foot here.
Sweeper's liking it, just dusting it in.
Yeah, we got a little bit of backing there. Oh, and just little heavy, and it ends up being held to 1. So Sturmay missing the draw there. We'll have to settle for her 1, and Team Sluchinski is probably going to be pretty happy with that as we come to the end of the first end here of this B semifinal game. RME and New Holland, proud sponsor of Curling Alberta's Summit of Champions. With 24 locations in Alberta, RME is your preferred CNH equipment dealer. RME, right by you.
Need extra space? We rocket storage. Try 4 weeks free at a location near you.
Sentinel Storage. Buy Canadian, store Canadian.
Curling Alberta's 50/50 supports grassroots curling with a jackpot of at least $50,000. I know! Brace yourself. Join us aged 18 plus in nurturing these future curling stars. Support grassroots curling with Curling Alberta.
And here we are in end number 2. Selena Sturmay held to 1 in end number 1, playing the center line guard. And now Joanne Tarvett, lead for Sluchinski, coming around right on the pin, probably a shade deeper than what they wanted that. And Selena's going to ask Paige to come right around and freeze to that.
Yeah, ice might be heating up just a little more than the players are realizing. As we've seen the last 2 in end number 1 there come up a little heavier, and the first draw and end here coming up a little heavy as well. So something teams are going to have to keep an eye out for.
Yeah, you're right. Both skips heavy on their draws there, their final draws. Yep, could be just that quarter second faster than it was when they had their pre-game warm-up and did their draw for hammer.
Yeah, one of the benefits about arena ice, 1 is it's very predictable, and 2 that it plays so well. Gets really keen really quick, and it separates the top curlers from what I'd say is the middle of the pack too. So 2 top teams coming head to head here. So I know we're going to have some good action throughout this game.
And Joanne here with another come around attempt. I think they're looking to move. Probably want to move these rocks just a little bit. Don't quite have the line they had hoped for there. This might leave a double opportunity here for Team Sturmay. It is partly buried, so might not get them both out. It's a quiet wait, though. You can probably get rid of 1 and have the other as a bit of a catcher. She's calling for backline weight, maybe just group.
Yeah, you throw a nice light weight, and you might even be able to get a little flop on top of your yellow, which would be great to line up both those yellows under the center line guard there.
And here's Desiree with her first shot. Schmiemann being asked to get that to curl a little bit. Not going to have that solid contact on that. No, that's pretty much the weight they wanted. So either over iced or thrown a little wide. Not the outcome they wanted, and this creates an opportunity here for Team Sluchinski. Anna Monroe being asked to, I think that was just a freeze. Probably one of those freeze bumps where you can have a little bit of weight on it.
Yeah, just come down to it, and then you kind of have them from all angles.
Again. Oh, no, this looks like the line's going to be pretty close. Hair wide again, so they're kind of electing for plan B to roll off there. They want to set up a triple. So both teams getting a little fooled on that spot and being a little wide. Both in both cases, the weight thrown was the weight asked for. It's great as her second stone here. Definitely not as wide on this one. A little less weight on this one too, I think.
Gonna come up to a really nice spot.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to get rid of that yellow rock right now. You're gonna need 2 rocks to get rid of it. Amanda looking good, talking about just trying to unlock it. We get rid of that red one, get it out of the way. Not throwing a big takeout weight, just to get it out of the way for the next shot. Just chunking the guard there. It does open it up as sort of the saving grace on that shot. Gets rid of the center line guard, but still leaves that yellow rock off to the side, which is it's actually it's 4th shot at the moment, but it's sort of the problem rock in this end because it's a problem rock for Sluchinski, and it's just because it's so usable and it's not removable right now. So
Yeah, just going to see Danielle here throw a little bit of weight and try and move around those rocks in the house and change up the angles a little bit.
Yeah. There we see. Oh, there you go now. Still looks like red is shot, but not in a very good position. That red rock's a lot would have to happen to have that red rock still sitting there when this end is over. So Sturmay sitting 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, and that one the shooter kind of rolled up there into the side of the 8-foot behind a corner guard now. So the blank is starting to look unlikely here. As Kate Goodhelpson gets ready to throw her first shot here.
I still can't hear anything on the game. Yeah, with all these rocks in the forfeit, it's going to be tough for Amanda Sluchinski and her team to generate any more than one right now. You see, you're looking at this little hit and flop, and just talking about the best place to roll.
And a nice little hit and roll there. That red one in the back is still shot, but as I mentioned, I don't think Team Sluchinski is planning on that being their counter. I think they just wanted to put that red rock, get it in the front of that sort of lineup there.
Yeah, just kind of a way for Amanda to say, if you hit me, I can hit you right back. So
yeah.
Selena Sturmay just taking her medicine here, going to throw up a guard. She's happy to give up a 1 here.
Danielle Schmiemann, third, looking to play center line guard. We've got Paige Pampley, a bit of a clean. Looks like Desiree Haas is going to be carving it here, trying to get it to, wanted to just cross center a bit. Not going to quite curl as much as they had hoped. Kate's second rock of the end. Trying to, I think they want to move that red one back just a little bit. Keep it they want to keep it as a counter, but they know that they've got to get it off that button if they're ever going to score more than one.
Yeah, just like a nice little tap wait here, get a little bit of a roll under the center just thrown, and like you said, unlock the back one and keep it in the rings, and you never know, it might come into play and might come useful later as a counter.
All right, so ends up as a corner freeze. That starting to get that yellow rock is second. It does have backing, but it is getting kind of lonely in there.
Yeah, it's sitting froze pretty good in there, but not a lot of other yellows around. So getting a little scary here for Selena and her team.
And just a reminder that we do have games going on here. We've got 9 a.m., 1:30, and 6:30. We got 4 games going on the ice at the time. All games are going to be streamed. A couple will have some commentary as Selena Sturmay throws her first shot at event number 2 here. But if you are in the greater Okotoks area, please consider coming down. You can purchase tickets at the doors. This one's really curling.
Wow.
That one looked like it fooled them a little bit. Selena's reaction out of her hand was indicating that maybe something went wrong with that one.
Yeah, talking to a couple of the teams here, they've noticed there's a couple spots on this sheet that most teams have just had trouble figuring out. You get a little bit outside a certain area, and they said it runs completely different. So something the teams are going to have to keep an eye on here. And to add to what you were just saying, I highly recommend anyone, like you said, in the Okotoks area, come down and check out the curling. We got lots of matchups between teams that
Just lost it. But yes, lots of great teams here. And one of these teams is going to be playing for the second playoff spot tonight. The winner of this game will be in the qualifying game. Try and take that second spot in the age playoff that will remain in that top bracket. The winner of this game will face against the winner of Platt Richards' game, which is going on beside them. Here we have Amanda Sluchinski. With her first shot. Trying to figure out a way to score a multiple here. Gonna have to get rid of that yellow rock. Probably might need 2 shots to do it. So this is her first. Joanne with the carve here. Oh, and ticks. Oh, did not see that coming. So just a shade wide was Amanda on her throw there. Ends up rubbing, just feathering that guard redirect onto the center line guard, which ends up going through that port there. And this is going to make getting a second point real tough here, depending on where Selena Sturmay decides to put this. At the moment, they're sitting. Selena's sitting second shot, but trying to get shot out of it might actually set up a big end for Amanda Sluchinski. And they're just discussing the options now. Like, what does Amanda have on her last shot for a big end? See in the back there, Kate and Amanda motioning possible slash opportunities here. Selena Sturmay with her second shot, trying to make sure that this remains a 1, looking to make this end a 1 for either team here. Right now it's for Team Sluchinski. The guard removes that high slash. So now they're kind of lining up that corner red. and there is the possibility of giving up a steal here if you do this. Right now you've got a point. They're trying to figure out is it worth taking this on. I don't think you're ever giving up more than one, but that's a 2-point swing if you miss this. However, what's the most you think you can get here, Red? Because you got to hit. If you do this, just hit the side of the yellow. Are you? Is that back red going out as well?
I don't think you ever get more than one here, just because I can't see that yellow going anywhere. Even if you hit this perfect, it might just squirt a little bit.
I think she's trying to redirect or directly onto that yellow.
Onto the yellow?
Yeah, I think she's trying to hit the side of the yellow and poke it sideways.
Yeah.
Pretty precise shot here.
Yeah, big weight from Amanda.
She's doing the slash, not the redirect, pardon me. And did the flash instead of the slash, and it's just going to be a single point for Team Sluchinski. So we got a tie game here after 2 ends in this B semifinal game.
Welcome to the RockShop.net, the official store for the Grand Slam of curling. Whether you're looking for the best hats, stylish clothing, fun toys, or unique accessories, the Rock Shop has it all. Shop online anytime at the RockShop.net for exclusive Grand Slam of curling gear, or come see us in person at your next event. The RockShop.net, where fans find their favorite curling gear.
Aztec Safety is #1 for online safety training.
Aztec Safety is the proud sponsor of the Aztec Safety Challenge, the #1 event on the World Curling Tour.
And Aztec Safety has been a proud sponsor of Team Jacobs on our quest to represent Canada at the Olympic Games.
Alrighty, we're back with some end number 3 action. Score 1 for Amanda Sluchinski, the last end. An attempt to get a multiple, but just flashes by. Both teams not too worried so far, as there's still lots of game to play. And I guess I can get back to saying what I was saying before I cut out there. Like we were talking about earlier, if you're in the area, I highly recommend you come down and check it out. Like we talked about, lots of stuff going on here. We have a patch with lots of entertainment every day. I know, Dan, you had the chance to talk to some teams last night, and I believe Team Sluchinski was one of them.
Yeah, they were. We did a little bit of a up close and personal. Got to ask a few random questions to the team, and the whole team was up there. I got to learn a few things about it, but yeah, they opened to questions from the people who were there. Oh, unfortunate little flash here, or just a glancing blow here. Going to allow Selena to put a second one into the rings, but yeah, it was nice talking to them. This is a team that just formed for this season. They've played a few events, and a bit of a funny story with them is that, they were heading into the final event where they were eligible for points. They were in contention. They had a shot of getting the final pre-qualifying spot for the provincials here, and they failed to get there. So they had to go through playdowns. But about a year ago, Amanda had planned a family trip to go to Hawaii, and she picked a day that typically wouldn't have playdowns on, but the playdown schedule is a little compressed this season. So their vacation fell on that, so the team had to enter playdowns without her and managed to qualify. So good on them. As Anna Monroe here is attempting to get a yellow rock out of the rings, maybe roll to a favorable spot, but no, it's just going to be a hit and stick. So it's going to leave Serena the opportunity to hit and keep that split house going here. Probably would like to roll a little outward if she could, just to make that double as tricky as possible.
Yeah, a little outward roll and try to keep the double as flat as you can. I think wherever you roll here, you're leaving a double, but just trying to make the angle a little harder for Team Sluchinski.
There's Desiree with a good hit. Oh, rolls a little towards her. Not an easy double. It would be pretty thin, and you see Amanda's not even thinking about attempting it. She's just saying, let's just get a hit and roll, and if you can cluster the rocks, that's sort of a win there. Anna Monroe. Okay, looking for the hit here. Obviously, can't roll too far to Selena's right, to the thrower's left, because you run the risk of a jam. There's a little bit of room. A straight nose hit might leave a double. Well, it would leave a double. It's just it might make the double fairly easy. It's like you said, there's going to be a double. It's just the degree of difficulty on it. Oh, and there's the God, that's about as great as you can make that. Feather that over a bit, and they're almost flat, and there's no double there now.
Yeah, no, just flirting with it.
Yeah. Very precise shot there by Desiree. Trying to get this to curl a bit. Looks like it's just a shade wide, and it's actually going to roll out to the edge of the 12-foot there. Of course, Sturmay doesn't have to remove it. They could just try and draw to it. Could keep the ends a lot simpler if you just play the hit and stick here.
Yeah, Selena's got a good chance for a 2 here, so just probably going to keep it simple. And you could, like you said, you could draw and maybe potentially go for a 3 spot, but both teams maybe just not as confident with the ice this morning. And like you said, keeping it a little simpler. We have seen on this side of the sheet, we've seen a couple undercurls, so even a couple ends earlier with those draws. So both teams might just still be trying to figure out the ice and sticking to what they feel most confident in.
And even rolling out, separating those rocks even more. Danielle Schmiemann, and we got Kate trying to get this, see if they can get something rolling towards center. Give themselves a sniff at a double somewhere. Got it over a little bit, but a nose hit now brings that double back into play, because that rock is moving up the rings with each hit.
Yeah, you might see Selena and her team try for a little bit of a roll here, just like you said. He knows this, and it brings that double back into play. It kind of makes it a natural double with the angle. So maybe try to get a little roll either way. And once again, like earlier, the double's always there, but making the angle a little tougher.
All right, and they're rolled the wrong way, but see, I think Amanda is going to take on this double. Lining it up now. So typically we would have the players mic'd up, but they're not mic'd up today, so we don't get the benefit of hearing what their thought process is. So Rhett and I are just here kind of guessing at it, but trying to read the body language. So sometimes we think they're making a certain call and they're not, but we're just trying to take you through what we see here.
Yeah. Once again, we see Anna trying to curl it over. Might just be caught. Yeah, looks caught on that little straighter side of the sheet.
Yeah. And this will leave Selena another hit stick opportunity. I would imagine if there's any chance of a double that Amanda's going to try and take that on, but Selena could make that impossible. But if she could roll out maybe about a rock's width towards the outside of the sheet, I think that would be near impossible.
Just going to take a chance here to shout out Curling Alberta's 50-50. If you're in the building, or even if you're watching at home and want to get into a little bit of the action, visit curlingalberta.ca/5050 for your chance to win big. Draws start at 10 a.m. every morning, or 8 a.m. every morning, and end at 10 p.m. And they're going all the way through our event here in Okotoks. And that's another benefit of buying 50-50. Part of the 50-50 goes towards supporting the local Okotoks Curling Club here and grassroots curling. So not only do you have a chance to win some money, but you have a chance to support curling in your own way.
Yeah, and here, as we said, there is a possibility of a double, so Amanda's going to take it on because she's, even if she just went with the single, she's probably giving up two, so give it a shot. Hits it a little too fat again. We've seen that quite a bit. We've seen most of the hits that we've seen misses on, with the exception of the one early this end. A lot of those big weights hits have been missing on the high side. Haven't really seen them over curl. So curlers are either not picking up on the ice or they're just throwing it a little wide.
Yeah, that's one of the benefits. If we could hear the players this morning, is you'd be able to pick up on to what they're saying and seeing if maybe she, like you said, just was a little wide or threw it just a little out, or if they're still getting fooled by that side of the sheet. So something we'll have to keep an eye on as the game progresses.
Here we have Selena Sturmay attempting to get draw for two here. Going to get a full 8 foot out of this. Sweepers seem to be pretty content with it. She just slides to the back of the button there, and that will secure her 2 points. So Team Sturmay goes up 3-1 over Team Sluchinski at the end of 3 ends here.
Welcome to the RockShop.net, the official store for the Grand Slam of curling. Whether you're looking for the best hats, stylish clothing, fun toys, or unique accessories, the Rock Shop has it all. Shop online anytime at therockshop.net for exclusive Grand Slam of curling gear, or come see us in person at your next event. Therockshop.net, where fans find their favorite curling gear.
Aztec Safety is #1 for online safety training.
Aztec Safety is the proud sponsor of the Aztec Safety Challenge, the #1 event on the World Curling Tour.
And Aztec Safety has been a proud sponsor of Team Jacobs on our quest to represent Canada at the Olympic Games.
As we head into end number 4, after Sturmay has taken a couple, they throw up a guard. I believe that was intended to be in the house and just came up short. So they end up with a guard just off center. And it looks like Amanda Sluchinski is going to ask Joanne Tarvett to draw around that. Kind of going to use the guard for themselves. Coming probably a little bit deeper than she wants, just right on T-line there. Probably would have liked that rock top 8, just outside the 4-foot, but this again is going to leave an opportunity for Sturmay to freeze to this. It's kind of how, similar to how end number 2 got started, where they ended up forcing Sluchinski, and they would love to force Sluchinski here.
Yeah, big opportunity for Selena and her team if they could make this freeze good. That force comes into play and is a little troubling for Team Sluchinski, as they'd be 1 down without, and there's lots of time to play, but still not a position you want to put yourself in.
Comes a little heavy, and this is starting to look similar to that second end where you got a couple of rocks clustering around just behind the T line there, around the button. So could be interesting. That last end or 2 ends ago, kind of got determined early, because once the rocks got into a certain position, there were no changes to that sort of core cluster around the button there. Everything was happening around it. It didn't affect it. So good weight control here. Gonna have a tough time getting rid of that red rock.
Yeah, that's one thing at this level, is teams are so good at capitalizing on a miss. So when you're playing, especially in this event against teams of this caliber, you want to make sure you're missing on the pro side if you are to miss at all.
Desiree Haas.
Yeah, we see the hands go up, letting Selena know that the sweeper's think it's a little bit heavy out of the hand, and Paige going hard to try to carve it back, get as much curl as they can.
Yeah, they really want a decent amount of contact here just to change this configuration. Oh, this is a really good outcome. Yeah, real nice. Again, you read his shot. It'd be really tough to tell who's second shot, but I think this is going to probably change a few times throughout this end. So hard to say if that one on the side is actually that red rock on the side is second shot, but might not matter here in a minute. Again, the hands going up there. A lot of woes being called.
Yeah, that's one thing if there's any juniors watching, I want to point that out, is hand signals are really important to teams as they get playing at the higher levels, because you come and play in a building like this where, say, in an evening draw, you got crowd, bells going, hands clapping, and hand signals are a great way, especially with all the noise going on and all the sheets across the rink, are a great way to communicate with your skip in a loud environment like at a provincial championship here.
And Anna's rock there was a little wide, rubs the yellow one over. Gives Sturmay a couple options, and I think they're just going to be content with blasting. Another option would have been to try and freeze into that pocket, but you might be thinking, I have a 2-point lead here, and I don't have hammer. Let's just eliminate some reds and opportunity to get rid of a couple there, and she does. Red remains shot, but yellow is second, third, and fourth. Amanda's going to try and draw right in there.
Yeah, a little tighter than Desiree would have liked there, as we seen they were on it out of the hand, and gives a chance for Anna here to make a nice freeze. And if she can make this freeze good, she's going to have some really good angles in the house, and it's going to be tricky for Selena.
Trying to get it to curl a bit now. I think it's going to end up being pretty close here. Come into that pocket, bumps the red one probably a little further back than they had hoped it would go, but red sitting 2 at the moment. Sitting 2 at the moment, and just calling for a kind of controller boardish weight hit here, down weight. Probably only going to get rid of one red doing it this way, but it would could keep 3 yellows sort of around the red rock that would remain if they do this right. They hit this just right. That's
yeah. If they get rid of the one red and they can sit those 3 right at the top of the forefoot there, they're going to have a really good position.
That's a little tight there. Ends up wrecking on the guard, pulling the shooter away. And now perhaps an opportunity here. And I think where Amanda's placing that broom is probably the perfect spot. If you could place a rock right there. Place a rock right there, you make a red double extremely difficult, because the angle would be set up such that you're one that's at the you can't really use the one that's in the top of the button to get to the one that's in the back of the button.
Yeah, it goes to show that at this level, all it takes is one shot or one miss, and an end can totally turn around.
Didn't quite get the angle and depth. I'd like that rock to be a little closer to center and a little bit deeper, but nevertheless, it is a third red rock that is in the forefoot, and Selena can't get rid of them all. And again, they're just attempting a quieter hit here, which will only result in one red rock being removed if they do this right.
Yeah, big scrub from Paige Papley here.
This is curling a lot on them here. There's the 3 yellow rocks surrounding the red rock that's sort of the back portion of the button. So Amanda's going to have to try and figure out how to navigate these.
Yeah, Amanda just looking here if she can get rid of both yellows.
Yeah, I wonder what does a nose hit on that yellow one on center line get you if you threw some weight at it? I know you're probably getting rid of the yellow and the red on the side. I don't know if you get any good action on it. Does it maybe set you up for something later? My only concern here is is I feel like one of those red rocks. She's not throwing big weight. Your concern is either losing the shooter or the red rock that you're going to hit, which are the rocks in front of the tee line. Those are the ones you want to be keeping around right now. Okay, so side there. Yeah, that's. I don't know if this sets them up much better. I see a couple of. There's a couple of double options here for Sturmay right now. One would be hitting the one that's top 4 foot, just biting the center line there, and going on to the one that's on the wings. The other one is to. I guess it wouldn't be a double. I don't think it'd be really tough to get through that hole. But hitting this one first and then rolling to the center. I think she's attempting. Hard to tell without the mics. I can't tell if she's throwing this soft to just glance off it, or if she's throwing the ball here.
Yeah, I'm thinking what it looks like they were tapping. I think they're just going to come on this red and try to roll a little bit towards the center line there. And what that does is it keeps those 3 yellows in the front and gives them a shot. No matter where a red's sitting in there, it gives them an angle onto that red. That's why on your last comment there for Team Sluchinski, I really liked what you said to go for that nose hit, because it would have kept that red in front. Those rocks above the tee line are great because they're good to use.
Just a nose hit there, but keeps that yellow rock in a usable spot. Amanda, with her first rock here, is going to have to address that yellow rock that's top 4 foot. She's going to try and generate a multi-point end here.
Yeah, just looking for the straight hit here. Maybe get a little roll away from center. Get rid of that one yellow, and if she can roll about a rock over, it'll give her really good positions for both those 2 reds in that top 8 there, or what will be in that top 8 there. You know, you hear a lot of people refer to it as chess on ice, and that's exactly what it is, because a lot of times it comes down to not what you make, but what you leave for your next one.
Here we see another hit that's curling a lot in that spot. We're definitely seeing a lot of action on that track there.
Yeah, kind of within that 4 foot, like you said, seeing a lot of movement. We've seen Paige having to go hard on, I think it was Danielle's last hit there.
Yeah.
And once again, Anna with that big scrub. So
yeah, that track in particular seems to be getting a lot of curl, which is great when you can pick up on it. But I think it's fooled a couple of people. Right now, Sturmay sitting 2. And this could get ugly for Team Sluchinski here. I think did she call for the double here?
I don't think she's looking at the double. Well, maybe. I was gonna say that looks like a little too much ice for the double, but we've seen those rocks curl a lot, so.
It looks like there's a double opportunity to sit 4 here and make a single extremely difficult. We'll see. This is the spot that's been curled. Oh, she's not throwing a lot of weight at this. This will be quiet, but she doesn't need to. She doesn't need to remove both those rocks.
Once again, Paige Copley, a big scrub out of the hand.
Yeah. See it curling a lot. a little fatter than she wanted to. But they're still sitting 2. And is there a shot? I was trying to figure out, is there a double opportunity to still get 2?
Yeah, there's definitely a double there. The only thing is, I think if you nose it, you still might only be shot 1 over the back yellow there. So might need a little bit of a roll towards it, which you can afford to have that little bit of a roll. Just makes this shot for 2 a little bit trickier.
Yeah. I'm guessing that they are. Does the shooter out count the one that's in the top 8 with a nose hit? It's just, if you're a hair high, you just might roll a little too far. I think it's got to be pretty precise, but I think it is there. Hard to tell though until those rocks stop. It's going to be real close here. It is. I think there is a very precise shot for 2. A fairly easy shot to get 1.
Yeah. And once again, kind of in this spot within the forefoot that we've seen a lot of curl, a little bit more weight thrown here. So
and I think she's just outside of that track that the other ones were in. Oh, nice, really nice. That made it look easy. Great shot by Amanda Sluchinski to get the deuce and tie this game up after 4 ends in this B semifinal action.
This needs to be the fastest last-minute pregame snack run ever seen.
That's right. The fans of great taste are going wild.
Can he make it? Yes! He's done it! Original 16. You can celebrate every win.
RME and New Holland, proud sponsor of Curling Alberta's Summit of Champions. With 24 locations in Alberta, RME is your preferred CNH equipment dealer. RME, right by you.
Need extra space? We rocket storage. Try 4 weeks free at a location near you.
Sentinel Storage. Buy Canadian, store Canadian.
Developed over a decade in collaboration with the finest ice makers this side of the Atlantic, the Pebblehead PB5 is nothing short of a triumph of sophistication and craftsmanship. Weighing less than half its lumbering copper predecessors, yet boasting tenfold their durability, the PB5 delivers perfect, consistent ice, time after time. The PB5 by Pebbleheads.com, the apex of ice-making ingenuity for the roaring game of curling.
Yeah. All right. And as we head into end number 5 here in a tie game after a really good, really precise double made by Amanda Sluchinski. She didn't look like she had a sniff at 2 for a long time there. Kind of came out of nowhere. Tie game here.
Yeah, like I said earlier, all it takes is a shot or 2 for an end to turn around.
Yeah, it didn't look good for a deuce until the rocks came to rest that.
Yeah.
That was it. So tight center line guard, first shot by Team Sluchinski, and then Sturmay with hammered, looking to draw around. Got Joanne Target here. Second shot. trying to get around that. Don't want to knock it off. Oh, I can't even tell if she may have just feathered that at the backside of that, but it gets around anyway.
Yeah, I think she might have just caught the edge of that, but still leaves it in a good position.
Yeah, still got about a third of it buried, but yeah. Great sweep in there by Anna and Kate. That's Ray here, implementing that heavy plow technique to get the rock started. You see a lot of the curlers doing that. Coming into the rings. And Sluchinski is known just trying to make this a big end, so just going to go with a hit and roll, take the easy hit rather than kind of address the one that's on the button later, if at all. They'd be okay with a force here as well.
Yeah, Team Sturmay would have liked to keep that guard just a little bit higher because it does give, like you see here, the chance for that hit and roll to a good spot.
They get a bit of a roll. Would have liked a little bit more, but gets into the rings. And Selena calling for a double here.
Yeah, I'm going to switch it to kind of the bail mode here. In the fifth end, both teams are okay with the blank here and trying to score in those all-important even ends.
Desiree, a fairly strong set. Get a little bit of a carp. I think she'll be okay, and then gets the double.
Yeah, just a little hit and roll attempt here, trying to line up the reds once again.
So this is that spot where when we're throwing in the other direction on the clockwise rotation, it's curling a lot. So here we come back counterclockwise. Let's see if we get a big curl here. You can see that she's throwing quieter weight. There's a fair bit of motion there, and yeah, over. That's a good outcome.
Yeah, great plan B for Team Sluchinski there.
Although it does leave a biter actually in the back, didn't get right out, so that biter could end up being a problem there. Selena all of a sudden has a couple of biters and might have an opportunity to set up a big end. But yes, there you go. That rock did over curl. So there is a little bit of a spot there. Seems to be pulling it, they're playing on sheet D. It's kind of pulling it towards sheet C. And it seems to have fooled both teams multiple times here. You're going to have to pick up on that. Desiree throwing, probably flirting with that truck. She may just be outside of it right now. Oh, and there they go. They started to think it needed to curl. Now they're trying to keep it straight, and they get it. Yeah.
Yeah, a really tricky spot that, like we said, or like we keep saying, gonna have to keep an eye out on that because you just get outside that track and it seems like your rock's just gonna run for days, but as soon as you get inside of it, it just turns sideways.
Well, yeah, and you're talking about a difference of, you move the broom over 2 inches, and you're not going to get that big curl. But there's just one little track there. We're going to pick it up, and this is part of Skip's responsibility is to recognize that, and call it accordingly. The hit and roll here rolled a little farther than they would have intended to. Selena still with that biter in the back. It does create the opportunity for perhaps a score, or a deuce, I should say.
Once again, just going to have to keep an eye on this rock. This is that spot in the sheet we keep talking about where we're seeing all that curl, and right away, Paige Papley with a big scrub. No stress there, makes it great on the beak.
And rolls to a spot that Amanda's going to have to be a little bit careful. She could take on the double, but trying the hit and roll does keep it close. Trying to hit and roll would mean that you're shooting that yellow rock close to yours.
I saw you up there.
Lighter, but red looks like red is out counting. The top red is out counting the back red. I think. A little hard to tell, but Selena seems more interested on the shot rock at the moment.
Yeah, just a little hit and flop here, trying to use that red just thrown as maybe a little bit of a guard and try to generate your deuce here.
It's a hit and stick.
Yeah, not quite getting the roll that they thought. And once again, we talked about is inside those 4 foots is curling a bunch, but as soon as you come outside into that 8-foot area, it just seems to be running straight. We've seen a couple ends ago, Amanda struggling when she was trying the double here, and that same thing, just getting a little less curl than they thought. So
we'll see. Want to navigate this. There is a double opportunity here, of course. So get that back biter off the rings as well. Get an opportunity to sit 2. See what's done there.
just going to stuff it on the back one there.
Stuff it on the back one, which leaves it for second shot. So giving Selena an opportunity to sit 2 with a hit here. And she could. There's plenty of space there to hit and roll. She could. Looks like she could even roll as far as getting underneath her center line guard.
Yeah, a little bit of an unfortunate miss there for Team Sluchinski, as before that red was, I believe, out counting the back yellow, and now, like you said, that yellow is second shot. So if Selena can get a nice roll here and sit 2, going to put a little pressure on Sluchinski to.
But again, as you talked about, that it runs a little straighter out there. That rock by Amanda was hit a little wide, and so. Yeah. Wide on those outside hits, and here you go. They're trying to get this one to curl out straight. This is a much softer hit, so there's more room to manage this one. So it'll be a bit of a roll here. Let's see how much in there. Kind of rolls, kind of an in-betweener, I think. Let's see when we get the head-on view here to see.
Yeah, Amanda looking to see if that hole's there, and it's
definitely there. It's just. I don't know if you end up stuffing it again is the sort of question.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you stuff it. I don't know. It's not ideal, but if you can get a little bit of a roll, that's probably your main goal here. Try and force Selena to work for that deuce. I think you can even hit it thick enough here to get that double if you want to attempt at it.
can see from the hack, she's explaining to the teammates what they're trying to do. This is quite a bit of precision here because, you know, if you ever clip your red rock, there's a possible 4 in play now for Sturmay.
Yeah, main goal here is just to get that roll under the center. Try and force Selena to make something good. And once again, this is a spot where we've seen lots of curls, so.
Let's be close here. There's the stuff. Oh, and it rolls for shot, rolls open, but leaves a hit for 2. So open hit for 2. Selena Sturmay, just a bit of an over roll there by Amanda Sluchinski.
Yeah, we've seen even with that little bit of that stronger weight takeout and still curled. Big scrub here for Paige Papley. Might have just come out of the hand a little inside.
Yeah. Can I have contact with the stand? Yes.
Yeah. And no worries.
Never a doubt. Yeah. So a nice deuce here to go up 2 at the half for Selena Sturmay. And we'll take a break here and be back for end number 6 in a few minutes.
Curling Alberta's 50-50 supports grassroots curling with a jackpot of at least $50,000. I know! Brace yourself. Join us aged 18 plus and nurturing.
Yes. Curl in. Whoa. Oh boy. Shot. Whale leaps. The hell is all good.
Need extra space? We rocket storage. Try 4 weeks free at a location near you.
Sentinel Storage. Buy Canadian, store Canadian.
RME and New Holland, proud sponsor of Curling Alberta's Summit of Champions. With 24 locations in Alberta, RME is your preferred CNH equipment dealer. RME, right by you.
Well, Dan, a little bit of a back and forth with 2 of our hard-hitting teams here in Alberta. It tends to be anyone's game by the looks of it.
Yeah, Selena's got to be pretty happy being up 2, but you know, Amanda being down to width, playing in the even ends is also not a bad position to be in. So still anyone's game here. We're expecting a good second half when this halftime break comes to an end.
This needs to be the fastest last-minute pregame snack run ever seen.
That's right. The fans of great taste are going wild.
Can he make it? Yes! He's done it! Original 16. You can celebrate every win.
Hey Ben, what's the Aztec Safety online e-learning website again?
Yeah, that would be aztecsafety.com.
Fire extinguisher and firefighting, we'll send that one to Paul.
Ah, now here's a course I should probably take. Conflict resolution.
Power line safety. Yeah, I thought it might help me with my line calls. Did you know this Aztec website has over 100 safety courses?
Jeez. Aztec Safety online course. Ground disturbance. Could have used that a few seconds ago.
For over 20 years, the Sandra Schmirler Foundation has granted more than $9 million to hospitals across Canada for life-saving equipment for premature and critically ill babies. In the past 4 years alone, $4 million has been granted thanks to the curling community's incredible generosity. The need continues year-round, and with your help, we can ensure every baby has the chance to grow up and become a champion, just like Sandra.
Yeah, I'll take it back then. Give it back.
Say thank you.
Say thank you. No, I didn't say thank you.
Say thank you.
Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah.
All right, so as we start second half of the game here, had a quite eventful first half. Paige Batley with a 2-point lead is going to throw her first rock into the rings. This one's sliding a little bit. Oh, and might go through. This is sort of, hang on there. Yeah, it goes to back 12. This is sort of that sixth end after the break. They give it a little bit of a buff, and sometimes you get just that little extra sheen on the ice. So those first few rocks.
That tends to give the sheet a little bit. It speeds up the sheet of hair. So,
yeah, just take some of that moisture that naturally forms in the sheet. Just kind of takes it off a little bit. Just keens it up. It's like giving it a bit of a clean that you would when you throw a rock with your glove. So, and it's not a big difference. It's very subtle, but enough to get a rock from top 4 to back 12.
yeah, once again, sweepers backing off of this one, so might be caught a little hot as well.
Nice tight guard. Didn't quite get it to center, but guard nonetheless. And Team Sluchinski going to try and draw around that corner guard there.
Yeah, being the sixth end here, you're going to see both teams are going to be happy with the score. Sluchinski's going to want to score their deuce, and you might see Team Sturmay go for a little bit of a steal here, but being 2 up, they're going to be happy if things go sideways to start going for that blank.
I'm trying to get this to over a little bit. I think they're going to be on the guard area, and they might push this into the rings, unfortunately. So, yeah, kind of a double whammy. You push push Sturmay into the ring to sit 2, and you're leaving a center line guard. So Sturmay going to come wide here and try and draw around. I was actually surprised that Amanda didn't call for the draw this way. I was a little surprised that they elected to go up the middle, just for that reason. You didn't have to navigate the board, but here we are.
Yeah, a little bit of an uncharacteristic miss by Team Sluchinski there. So giving Selena the opportunity to come, like you said, wide side and get another one in the rings.
And great draw there by Desiree. Sturmay sitting 3. And Sluchinski. Not the best way to start moving some rocks here. She's not liking this setup. And I having a little bit of a question there. Gets herself reset. Originally from Quebec. Telling us yesterday at that meet and greet that the path to provincials in Quebec looks a lot different than it does here in Alberta. And she just peels that off. Missing the run back attempt there. Selena still sitting 3. I'm going to play a guard.
Yeah, you're going to see Team Sluchinski go into a little bit of bail mode here with that little bit of the struggle to set up. It means that Selena was able to get quite a few rocks in there with good spots. So not wanting to give up a big end, Team Sluchinski, or be even forced to 1.
And tight guard successful. Sluchinski's still going to be looking to clean some stuff up here. It hasn't gotten any better for them. Now the rock they're driving back isn't their own. Driving back a yellow rock. You much prefer doing these when it's one of your rocks you're hitting back. Let's be close here. Gets contact. Oh, but stuffs it onto the button. It's actually even in a slightly better spot now. And it leaves that guard. This gives Selena Sturmay, who we see has taken advantage of that hoodie. It might be getting a little chilly out there. Calls for another center line guard. Heard a lot of comments about players feeling colder out there, but it did confirm with the ice taxi air temperatures is the same. So they've not tweaked that air temperature at all. It's just good. Sometimes you just feel a little colder. High center line guard here. I think it is covering an edge of that yellow rock, or that red guard, I should say, and it looks like it is. So, things are getting messy for Team Sluchinski here, and Colin, you see her calling for the low side hit here. That's why you saw the arm out there. Just clarifying that yes, this is a turn play. Oh, let's see. Can't quite see where that. There we go. What a great run back and roll there by Kate. Terrific. There you go. There's your shot that completely changes the complexity of the end there. Although it's still a good opportunity for Selena to do the short run here. Could be sitting 3 in a hurry again. That was a great run back by Kate Goodhelmson. short run. Scatters the yellows, but still sitting 3 is Selena Sturmay. Just calling for the straight hit and roll. Much simpler shot this time for Kate, but still wants to be precise. Love to roll and roll behind cover here. And coming up wide, as we've seen so many times on these hits.
Yeah.
This gives Selena the opportunity to draw around the corner guard that Amanda was hoping to have Kate roll behind.
Yeah. One thing I forgot to mention to you, a little bit of a bonus for me and Dan, is we have the opportunity this game, just like all the broadcasts throughout the week, to pick the moment of the game. So we have to keep an eye out for that.
Yeah.
One player on the sheet. The moment of the game is basically if one player has a moment that changes the game or can shift momentum in a way that we give them a little bit of a prize. So something we get to keep. Something we got to keep our eye out for. And before we sign off today, we'll put our vote in for.
Papley with the hard scrub here. Is Ray getting on that as well? Need this to curl if they want. Oh, then this is just going. I may have missed the call. I thought that they were trying to go around the corner guard, but it looks like they were content with just blocking the path there. Because
yeah, I think you might have been right there. Just maybe getting a little less finish than they expected going for the plan B there.
Yeah, it's not a bad plan B, because now if Amanda does make this come around, it is a relatively short run. She would probably love to put it, if you draw a line between those two yellows, the one that's on the center line, top 12, and the one that's on the side, back 8. That rock could finish somewhere in that line between those rocks to make that run back, that short run back, really jammable. That would be great. I can't remember. Have we seen Amanda throw a draw recently?
I don't know if she's thrown many throughout the game, so
yeah, I feel like she's always hitting. Yeah. Looks like they're going to the backing now.
Yeah, might have just been a little heavier than they like. So once again, plan B, just come to the back one.
Yeah.
Shrink that scoring area.
Yeah,
not a bad outcome.
Yeah, I'm not keeping stats, but that may have been Amanda's first draw, at least in a while. And she is shot. She kind of stayed on that line that we talked about. She the line between the two yellow rocks, but leaves the opportunity for Selena to get to sit on top of her. And the force would be on.
Yeah, great shot from Amanda there to cut down the yellows there. For a while, looked a little scary sitting 1, 2, 3 with yellows. So being able to shrink that scoring area and forcing Selena to maybe come up with a nice draw in a little wider path than we've seen. So a little bit of a guessing game out here.
and that's be tricky to get 2 out of this. I'd love to know what she's saying, but of course we don't have the advantage of that this time. But
Yeah, I think she's looking at that run, which is a tricky one. It's a long run, and if you ever grab your own, then that's
it's a long run, and you could end the game for yourself by being a little bit off.
Yeah, I think I like the draw here. Just come and try and cut down, try and get your one.
Yeah. Just draw. So after not throwing a draw for a while, she's got back-to-back draws here, drawing into a different path this time. Kind of second guessing the ice there, maybe take a little less. Sometimes you get into the hack. It just looks like you're giving yourself too much ice. They're talking weight.
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of play on this side of the sheet, so just conferring with her sweepers what they're thinking the weight's going to be like out here, what it's going to feel like. Sweepers off of it.
Yeah, there's the hand motion.
Yeah, looking like a lot of weight here. Gonna have to grab some pebble and grind up.
Yeah, this looks like it's sailing through. She well overthrown and is going to give up a steal. So Team Sturmay going up 6-3 after 6 with that steal. And Sluchinski is going to be down 3 as we head into end number 7 with Hammer.
Hey Mark, you ready for this game tonight?
Yeah, I'm excited, man. Cupsy, what are you doing over there?
Don't worry, boys. Was just on AztecSafety.com, took a fire extinguisher safety course. Paul, I'm putting out the fires from now on. Woo!
RME and New Holland, proud sponsor of Curling Alberta's Summit of Champions. With 24 locations in Alberta, RME is your preferred CNH equipment dealer. RME, right by you.
Need extra space? We rocket storage. Try 4 weeks free at a location near you.
Sentinel Storage. Buy Canadian, store Canadian.
And in end number 7, with having a 3-point lead, Sturmay throwing first.
Yeah, it looks like Team Sluchinski is going to have to do a little bit of climbing back here as we're getting later into the game. And although 3 points might not seem like much at this level, it's a lot.
Yeah, Sturmay throwing first, but likely to put their rock in the 4-foot. Amanda throwing up the guard, asking Joanne to throw up the guard. Corner guard made successfully there. I think Selena wants to come in on top of this yellow rock. I doubt they're going to call the guard on this because I think Amanda's going to play a second guard. And the question is it going to, or is she going to draw, throw a second guard, and will the second guard be opposite side or stacked? Let's see. I always love to guess at this. Nope, it's the hit she's going for.
Yeah.
Hit and roll. Okay.
Yeah, being the 7th end, like I said, you always like to score in the evens. You're going to try and score here. Play the hit and roll, and if you have the chance to score, you go for it. But if not, you're okay with a blank here, too.
And hitting that on the wide side again. So rolling wide, rolling open, giving easy hit for Desiree. Not sure if they're going to try and roll back to center or if they're just content leaving that yellow rock out there.
Yeah, being up by 3, I think the main goal here, just try to remove the red. You'd like to get a nice roll out of it, but you know that Amanda and them are going to have to really work at getting a score here. So,
and they were sweeping that to nose, so looks like they wanted to keep that out there. Calling for the roll here.
Yeah, just a little bit of a flop on top of that first yellow thrown by Teen Sturmay. Just kind of using it as a little bit of protection from the back. And just going to get a little bit of an under roll. We've seen a lot of that in this game. A lot of hits missed on the wide side or the under rolls. So maybe still struggling with where to put the broom. We've seen this sheet giving both teams a little bit of a hard time with, like we said, inside that 4-foot curling like crazy, and on the outside, just staying that little bit straighter.
Okay, gonna try the hit and roll again. This time motioning, we can roll big, try and get right underneath that guard. There is enough room. And target with the scrub. Gonna get a roll. That's definitely too big a roll there. It's gonna stick around. Selena Sturmay with the hard scrub, but it sticks around.
Yeah, a little bit of the overroll does stick around, so forces Team Sturmay to play a shot on it. But would have liked to be under that corner guard a little, or at least a little bit buried. Once again, Paige Papley, big scrub, and no worries. Going to roll out a little bit.
All right, opportunity to get a hit and roll, sit behind a guard here for Sluchinski. We are getting late enough in the end that if this hit and roll is made, imagine that Sturmay would try the double there, and if that got missed, it would set up a split the house opportunity, but roll has to be made first. Must be close to getting some kind of a roll here, and doesn't get the roll. And Selena's just happy with the kind of play. Keep that rock on the opposite side of the sheet from that guard. Schmiemann. Appears to be a control weight hit. Something that the sweepers can manage if necessary. And gonna roll. Okay, so do you play this hit or do you try and draw here? If you're playing the hit, I guess they're now looking at a blank. Start doing the math here. If Sluchinski does the blank, they're down 3. And if they go the 2-1-2, that's going to make them tied after 7. 2 and 8, give up 1 and 9, or hold them to 1 and 9, and to get your 2 and 10, that gets you to a tie game. That means you're heading into the extra without hammer. So probably looking, you're either going to need a 3 or a steal at some point if you are. Amanda with the miss there. Now you're looking at being forced. Tried to play conservative, but didn't work out here for Amanda. Free draw here for Selena. Sweepers are working. Need to get it into the rings to make it count. And they do just that. Good scrub there. The sweeper's kind of having a bit of a chuckle about that. And so Amanda electing to play the hit here. Nails it. Selena Sturmay wasting no time calling that hit. Definitely wants to stick on this to make the blank impossible. Shouldn't say impossible. Making it extremely difficult. That was a possibility. But don't know if Amanda would take on the blank here. Let's see. There is a slash. But she's quite content just taking that hit.
Yeah, wasting no time. Just going to take her medicine and take the one. Not going to try anything too crazy.
Got Joanne sweeping it. Doesn't look like a panic sweep. Looks like a pretty comfortable sweep here. And no doubt, hidden stick for one. And Sturmay successful in holding Sluchinski to one to take a 2-point lead and hammer into the 8th end.
Curling Alberta's 50/50 supports grassroots curling with a jackpot of at least $50,000. I know! Brace yourself. Join us aged 18 plus in nurturing these future curling stars. Support grassroots curling with Curling Alberta.
For over 20 years, the Sandra Schmirler Foundation has granted more than $9 million to hospitals across Canada for life-saving equipment for premature and critically ill babies. In the past 4 years alone, $4 million has been granted thanks to the curling community's incredible generosity. The need continues year-round, and with your help, we can ensure every baby has the chance to grow up and become a champion, just like Sandra.
RME and New Holland, proud sponsor of Curling Alberta's Summit of Champions. With 24 locations in Alberta, RME is your preferred CNH equipment dealer. RME, right by you.
Need extra space? We rocket storage. Try 4 weeks free at a location near you.
Sentinel Storage. Buy Canadian, store Canadian.
Okay, so here we are in end number 8. And after a late end flash of a hit, it ended up forcing Sluchinski to 1 there. They were trying to set up for the blank, but didn't work out. So Sluchinski now down 2 without playing 8. He's going to have to get pretty aggressive into steal mode here. So center line guards. This is just over curling on them a little bit. Didn't see what happened with the first one. But,
yeah, I'm gonna have to go big into steal mode here, as it's gonna be quite the climb to come back. 2 down without is not a situation you want to be, especially with teams at this high of caliber.
Sitting 2 now is Sturmay. Asking for a hit and roll from Anna Monroe. Successful in the roll, but just rolls a little too far. So Selena Sturmay will ask Desiree for the hit here.
Yeah, once again, I think it just caught Team Sluchinski there, as that's within those 4-foot lines, and it looked as if the sweepers were right off and thought it was going to be wide, and then must have just jumped on them, because you see Team Sluchinski second jump down on the brush. So still maybe having a little bit of struggle when it comes to ice conditions and where to put the broom.
Yeah, so looking like playing the hits. Get it, you got to remove, but probably Amanda is hoping, I guess she's hoping for a force here, which would put her down 3 with 2 ends to go. And putting her into a situation she's going to need a 3 or a 3 and a steal if that's the case. Or a 2 steel. Either 3 or multiple steals she would be in a situation. So Selena now going to the guard, not hitting the one that's in the rings, figuring that's the one that's going to get her in trouble. So I think Serena Sturmay would be happy with taking her 1 here and getting a 3 rock lead with 2 ends to go.
Yeah, seeing Team Sturmay here, just trying to take away any chance that Sluchinski has to steal.
So
getting rid of the guard, giving him nothing to hide behind.
She's calling for the guard. You're playing for a force. You might have considered hitting the one that's on the side, and then you're kind of setting up the basic force, split rings, but you might still be looking for some kind of a steal, but this is coming into the ring, so some ill-placed stones here by Team Sluchinski this end is going to make a comeback, the comeback a little bit challenging. This could give Selena the opportunity to sit 2 here. Now the basic deuce could get into play.
Yeah, no, Team Sturmay would like to score anything here. Just try and take the chance and bring your lead as high as you can.
Yeah. Sitting 2 now. Amanda gonna go attempt a big roll here. That's going to roll out. So let's see what kind of approach Lita takes here. She's just going to draw the other side. She's going to try and continue to maintain the basic 2 here. Split the house. Avoid leaving a double.
Yeah, just trying to get as much separation as you can here while staying shot. Taking away any chance at a double or a hit and roll close.
Schmeeman with the draw attempt here. Paige Papley on the rock right now, giving it a moderate sweep. Oh, another Desiree joining in, trying to get it. It's probably running a little straighter than they had hoped it would here. Probably wanting a little bit more separation. Wanted that rock a little further to the right as we look at it to the top, but nonetheless, Amanda's just going to try and get that one. I think she wants to roll. I'm guessing that if she could sort of carry the rock or place the rock 2 ways, you either want it to poke out a little bit on the inside there of that yellow one as you look, or you want to roll as far as you can and still be out counting it.
Yeah, you're looking to make the shot and try and make Selena's next shot as hard as you can.
Yeah. Yeah, Amanda's going to need a miss out of Selena on at least one of her next 2 shots. So it's how do you generate that miss? Just hit and roll. There's that spot that keeps getting them on the over curl. Seen that all game.
Team Sturmay going to be pretty confident in this spot on the ice. So they've seen how the last one ran. So gonna know to tighten up the ice a little bit to get that separation, and sweepers are gonna have a good idea of the speed as Danielle just threw in the same path.
Again. Agent is right. We got on this one a little sooner this time. Still not in that panic sweep yet. They're doing a decent sweep.
Big scrub here from Paige and Desiree. Once again, Amanda just going to try for that roll. Like you said earlier, try to keep a little bit peeking out on the yellow side, or even a little bit of the overroll while staying shot.
It doesn't get the roll, leaving Selena Sturmay the open hit stick for 2, which would give them a 4-point lead with only 2 ends to go. I don't know about you, but I'm always happy when I have a 4-point lead.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
So she's got to make it still, though. Needs to hit stick. She is just... She's kind of flirting with that spot that we have seen that big curl come in, but I think she's just outside of it. I don't think she's quite getting into that big curl spot, although it's starting to curl now. It's starting to go on her. There you go. It's a little too far. No, it stays in for 2. So Selena Sturmay takes a 4-point lead after 8 ends.
This needs to be the fastest last-minute pregame snack run ever seen.
That's right. The fans of great taste are going wild.
Can he make it? Yes! He's done it! Original 16. You can celebrate every win.
RME and New Holland, proud sponsor of Curling Alberta's Summit of Champions. With 24 locations in Alberta, RME is your preferred CNH equipment dealer. RME, right by you.
Need extra space? We rocket storage. Try 4 weeks free at a location near you.
Sentinel Storage. Buy Canadian, store Canadian.
Developed over a decade in collaboration with the finest ice makers this side of the Atlantic, the Pebblehead PB5 is nothing short of a triumph of sophistication and craftsmanship. Weighing less than half its lumbering copper predecessors, yet boasting 10-fold their durability, the PB5 delivers perfect, consistent ice, time after time. The PB5 by Pebbleheads.com, the apex of ice-making ingenuity for the roaring game of curling.
Well, we're back in with some ninth end action here. Selena Sturmay up 4 against team Amanda Sluchinski. Amanda's going to have to go hard to try and secure a deuce or more here in this end and claw her way back with only 2 ends left to play.
Yeah, Selena is definitely in the driver's seat here. Sluchinski's going to have to get very aggressive. I'm going to gather that we're going to see Joanne Target, the lead here, be called to play 2 guards, irrespective of where those yellow rocks are.
Yeah, really important for Team Sluchinski to get a good setup here and save any chance they have of scoring a multiple end here. Really good rock placement there by the lead of Team Sluchinski. Going to see a little bit of a tick shot by lead Paige Papley here. Once again, Selena knows the only way for Amanda and her team to catch up is to use some corners and score a couple. So trying to take any opportunity of that away from their opposing team. And not going to quite get the tick that they wanted, but does move it closer to the center, bringing play into the center.
Yeah. Yeah, they were hoping to push that into the ring so they could just blast away at it. But now Amanda gets to place a second guard here. Got the 2 guards.
Now you see Selena coming to the top 4 there. With that tick shot, she gave herself a little bit of a center guard, and she's going to now try and take control and really shrink that scoring area to make it as difficult as she can for Team Sluchinski to score 1, if not multiple.
Yes, I think we'll see one more draw here, and then I'm going to guess that we're going to see a lot of peels coming out of Team Sturmay. Yeah. Do they put up one more guard? They're talking, or do you come in and try and move some stuff around? It's probably not bad to put up the one more guard because you know that Selena's going to be ripping on the next one. So then that'll keep your 2 guards. I mean, she could end up playing a double peel. If you kind of wait, if you go in and then give Sturmay the opportunity to peel 2 guards, now you have no guards in play, and then you're trying to place. You'll be left with a single guard.
Yeah, your guards in this end are kind of your lifeline. So trying to keep.
This kind of went a little deeper than they had hoped. This kind of makes the double peel quite easy.
Yeah, and you see Selena wasting no time. 5 rock rule is up, and we're going to head to Peel City, it looks like.
I think like Desiree was salivating on that one. You see how those got come up.
Yeah.
Anything a little high side, you can hit half the rock and it should just easily go.
And there, Desiree Hawes makes the peels look easy.
So, another guard attempt.
Yeah, right now we're going to see Amanda and her team probably just guarding for their life because, like you said, they need those guards to score their multiple, and gonna delay coming in as long as they can. But at some point, they are gonna have to change gears.
they can't wait too long because after this they got 4 rocks left and they're down 4.
Yeah.
So they're running out of rocks. They're going to have to make a move.
Yeah.
I assume the next one they're going to have to make a move because they want to score at least. I mean, if even scoring 2 is going to make it extremely difficult. They're hoping to score 3.
Not to mention, if you wait too long, Selena might just say, hey, you know what? I'm going to slap a guard up and make you have to work for it. So once again, we talked about it's called chess on ice for a reason. You got to think, what are your opponents going to do and when?
Another peel, and I think Amanda's going to have to come into the rings on this one. Of course, you can't hear what she's saying, but looks like they're. I think the goal is to come in on this one.
Yeah, come in, try and sit on top of those yellows. Give yourself something to work with the last 3 shots of the end. You see Anna head down and scrubbing her life here, just maybe getting caught in that path we keep talking about.
This isn't bad though. I mean, there's now 2 rocks in the rings, and it does leave an open hit, but you need your rocks in the rings. You need to junk it up, and you're going to need a miss out of the opposing skip, at least one. And you're just trying to figure out the best way to get that.
No, I'm surprised to see Selena here. I thought she might try and take on that double. I don't know. Maybe it's just a little too flat. But I thought she'd try to take on that double there and try to keep Team Sluchinski's rocks down and really make them work at it. But
there's a hit and roll. He's sitting 3. Does create a bit of a pocket. I think Amanda might do well to just sit in that pocket. She's talking about I don't know if she needs to hit on this one. I mean, there are only 3 rocks left, but she's just calling for the draw there.
Yeah, like you said, just try to snuggle into that pocket a little bit and make it really hard for Selena to be able to remove that.
All right, so she scatters the yellow, sitting in front. There's Selena definitely has room to get rid of it, but she's probably would end up coming off a yellow. There is definitely jam possibilities, and she might just be saying, well, you know what? Let Amanda do the work. Let's just throw one in front of that and let Amanda try and figure this out. But
yeah, Selena's got the luxury of being up 4. She's got that little bit of a cushion. And I kind of like what she said right there. You know what? That top red there is almost acting like a guard for Amanda. So, you know what? Hit it, get it out of there, and roll in front of one of your own. Yeah. No trouble there. Just getting rid of the red. And like you said, Selena saying, hey, you know what, Amanda? I'm going to let you decide what you want to do and let you work for this one.
Yeah.
So I think once again, Amanda's just going to try and nestle one in here.
Yeah, and this would be setting up for Amanda to have to probably throw a big weight hit on her last one, which she does not mind doing.
No.
Yeah.
That's one thing. I've seen Amanda throw a lot of big weights this week. She's not afraid of them, that's for sure.
So it looks like it's going to be a little bit of a bump here.
And okay, just going to nestle.
Oh, but that rock is removable. Although she's not going to play. She's going to leave it there.
I thought you might see Selena try and throw a big one and squeeze it through here, but I think she's just going to try and maybe tap it or just sit on top of it and, you know what, try and force Amanda and be 3 up with the hammer.
Yeah. Again, a little tough to tell, but I think that yellow one is shot rock.
No more food or else no French fries.
I think if Selena doesn't throw right now, the best Amanda could do would be to get 2.
Yeah, so looking at that, Selena's just going to try and take away Amanda's shot for 2 here, and like I said, keep her to 1 and 3 up with hammers. Never a bad situation, especially going into 10.
Right. So took away any doubt that definitely Amanda is shot right now. But how do you get a second point if you are Amanda Sluchinski?
Yeah, I don't know if I see something for 2.
Yeah, even that straight run, you gotta get it going. I think a little bit towards center, but I think that's there. That short run. While they're discussing this shot, we just want to remind you that we have games on at 1:30 and 6:30 Mountain Standard Time. We will be streaming all 4 games, and there are a couple of fortunate sheets that get to have some commentary on it. And you're in luck because I won't be doing any commentary for the rest of the game, so you won't have to hear me. There'll be some highly skilled commentators jumping into that as we watch them try and decide the shot here.
It's like my laptop died, so I get to come and stand by you. I don't know. It's going to be tricky, but I'm not sure if there's really a shot here. You see them talking about that little thin wick to maybe get a bunch of yellows going, but
yeah, I don't really see anything easy here for 3. I don't even know if there is a shot there for 3. I'm trying to look at all the lines here I can, and I don't see a 3.
No, that's And that's what you see them here sitting talking about. If there's any chance, they know they need to score multiple here. At 2 or 3 would be great, but
I don't know if they called their timeout here.
no, I don't think so. Man is just going to throw a high, hard one here and try to get as much as she can moving.
All right. Let's see what happens. Amanda Sluchinski in desperate need of a deuce here. Sitting one. Looks like about normal hit weight, nothing extensive. And only gets the one. So Sturmay with a commanding lead heading into end 10, 3 points and hammer as we head to end number 10 here.
Curling Alberta's 50-50 supports grassroots curling with a jackpot of at least $50,000. I know.
Yeah, they are conceding the game there. So Team Sturmay will advance to the B final, which will be played at 6:30 tonight, and that is for the second playoff spot.
Yeah.
Team Sluchinski will be dropping down to the C. Thank you for joining us, and we will be back at 1:30 p.m.
I guess before we leave, we have to pick the moment of the game between both of us before we forget. And I think that wide draw, and I think it was the 6th then for Selena to secure that steal and kind of swap the momentum of the game. I think that would be our moment of the game.
Yeah, I'm not gonna disagree with you on that. That's probably a good one.
Alrighty, now I'll let you do your sign off.
All right. Thank you for joining us here at the Alberta Provincials, and we will see you back at 1:30.
I'm not letting Raymond yell at me again for that one.
RME and New Holland, proud sponsor of Curling Alberta's Summit of Champions. With 24 locations in Alberta, RME is your preferred CNH equipment dealer. RME, right by you.